Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the question answers based on the chapter Should Wizard Hit Mommy, written by John McTighe. Now, the first question is, what was the basic tale underlying each story that Jack told? Jack told the story of a small creature named Roger who had some problem. Then he would go to the wise owl who told him to go to the wizard. Then wizard performed a magic spell. It solved Roger's problem. He demanded more pennies than Roger had. Then he directed Roger to a place where extra money could be found. Then Roger goes to that place, gets extra money and gives that to Wizard. Then Roger feels happy and plays many games with other creatures. Then he went home and his daddy arrived from Boston. They had supper and then the story wound up with the description of the items that they had in their supper. So that was the underlying tale in each story that Jack told. Now next question is, which animal did Joe suggest for the story that day? Joe suggested that she would hear the story of Roger Skunk. That day it was a new animal for her and they must be talking about it at the nursery school. Now the next question is, what do you know about this new animal? This new animal, Roger Skunk, is a black and white North American animal. It can produce a strong, unpleasant smell to defend itself when it is attacked. Now, next question. Why did Roger Skunk go to see the old owl? Now, Roger Skunk, as you know, had a very bad smell, foul smell. So, the other creatures were not interested in playing with him, but he wanted to play with them. So, he went to the wise owl to get solution to his problem. Now, next question. This was a new phase. Just this last month, a reality phase. What do you learn about Joe's reality phase and how did her parents try to convince her? Now, Joe would ask if magic spells were real. When Jack told her that spiders ate bugs, she would turn to her mother and ask if that was really so. And when Claire told her God was in the sky and all around them, she would turn to her father to know the reality. Jack tried to convince her by saying they are real in stories. So, that was the reality phase. Means she started asking questions if she felt that thing was not real. If she doubted on the things that her parents told, then she tried to confirm that from her parents. If father says something, then she goes to her mother and asks, confirms, and if mother says something, she goes to father to confirm whether it is right or wrong. So this was the reality phase. Now next question, how do Joe react to Jack's chanting of magic spell? Jack chanted the magic spell as a wizard would do. When he paused, he noticed a raft expression widening out from his daughter's nostrils. She forced her eyebrows up and her lower lip down in a wide, noiseless smile. This expression reminded Jack of his wife's expression while feigning pleasure at cocktail parties. Now, next question. Very silly of your stupid old daddy, says Jack. Why do you think did Jack say so? While narrating the story of Roger's skunk, Jack by chance said Roger fish, and Joe was so quick to interrupt him and point out the error. She repeated twice that he had said Roger fish and asked if that was not silly. Jack had to admit that it had been very silly of him. Now, next question. How does Joe want the story to end and why? Joe wants that mommy should go to the wizard, and the wizard should hit the mommy. Wizard should hit back the mommy and refuse to change the smell of Roger's skunk to its original smell. Again, I will tell you that how does Joe want the story to end? Jack ends the story. That seems unusual to Joe. In her dream world, wizard is a miracle worker, and she can't digest the statement, and little Roger skunk's mother hit wizard right on his head with her umbrella, and he agreed to do what she desired. Roger skunk didn't smell of roses anymore. He smelled very bad again. Joe didn't want the story to end this way. She had in mind the pleasure of all the little animals. She says, but then the other little animals run away. Her father admits it. He agrees that Roger skunk told his mother, but mommy, all other animals run away. Mother doesn't bother about them. She says, I don't care. You smell the way a little skunk should. And Joe can't digest the ending, that the mother hit the wizard right over the head, and he made Roger skunk smell very, very bad again. She suggested to her father to end the story in another manner. The wizard hit her on the head and then didn't change that little skunk smell bad. She wanted that stupid mummy to be punished and insisted repeatedly on change the ending next night till her father agreed to consider it, saying, well, we will see. So, in this way, Joe wants to end the story. Now the next question is, why does Jack insist that it was wizard that was hit, not the mother? Because Jack wants to convey the moral lesson that the mothers are always right. Mothers know what is good for their children and what is bad for the children. Now, next question. Why is an adult's perspective on life different from that of a child? Adult's perspective is different from that of a child because adults are mature. They have seen the life, they know, they have the practical experience of life, whereas the children, they are not that much mature. They just want the happiness, they just want thrill, they just want excitement, and they don't know what is right and what is wrong. So the adult's perspective on life is different from that of children. Now, these students, you should revise all these question answers again and write them in your notebook.